a scale of 1 to 10, what is your level of life satisfaction? Studies indicate that life satisfaction is one of the most decisive factors for staying healthier and younger for longer. However, it's far more complex than many might realize. And over the years, I've rarely heard much talk about it. It's easy to hear about dissatisfaction, however, especially in airports. You know, children begging for things and the adults saying, "Can't you be satisfied with what you have?" Obviously, there's angst on both sides, for different reasons, of course. Life satisfaction involves the evaluation of your life as a whole, rather than just a recognition or assessment of your current feelings or even level of accomplishment. It involves a favorable attitude or sense of contentedness about your life, the direction in which it's moving, beliefs that it's on the right track, and options for the future. One of those attempts is known as the Satisfaction with Life Index. It was created by Adrian G. White, an analytical social psychologist at the University of Leicester, a public research university based in Leicester, England, and is believed to be the first ever attempt to assess overall life satisfaction in different nations. Using data from a meta-study, he created a list and a corresponding map of 178 countries, ranking them in order of life satisfaction. Here are a few of those statistics. Guess what? Denmark came in at number 1. Iceland was number 4. Canada, number 10. Ireland followed at number 11. The United States of America was number 23. Australia checked in at number 26. The United States of Mexico was number 51 on the list. The Philippines clocked in at number 78. Cuba was number 83. Jumping further down, Pakistan listed at number 166. Russia was at number 167. The last two on White's Satisfaction with Life Index were Zimbabwe at number 177 and Burundi at number 178. It'll be interesting to track how these rankings change over time. Life satisfaction as a concept is composed of several contributors. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to evaluate. Here are 7 contributors research has identified. 1. Happiness. It's a choice, pure and simple. Studies have shown that lottery winners and many who are very wealthy are not particularly happy. On the other hand, many who are very poor are quite happy. It turns out that people tend to have a happiness set point and oscillate around it. One study looked specifically at the long-term happiness levels of lottery winners versus accident victims and found that despite initial spikes of happiness or sadness, the individuals quickly return to their regular state. Human beings are capable of resetting this set point, however. If you choose to be happy, nothing will ever be able to reduce your level of long-term happiness. 2, mindset. It's a contributor, as your perceptions derive from your thoughts. It can make a difference if you perceive life as happening to you or as happening for you. Knowing what can be changed and what cannot gives you the opportunity of accepting what cannot be changed. And that predicts satisfaction in later life, especially in old age after any loss of independence. A study from Deakin University in Australia found that the ability to accept what cannot be changed is as important as the sense of being able to exert control. Not only does mindset contribute to the satisfaction, those with high levels of life satisfaction typically exhibit a positive mindset and a good superego. They take excellent care of themselves and are also concerned with the well-being of others. They take appropriate steps to keep their own cup full, which allows them to share from an overflowing supply rather than from a deep well of unmet needs. They often look for and find ways to give back to planet Earth, its inhabitants, both humans and creatures, and the environments needed to sustain life. They tend to think ahead, taking whatever steps they can to help ensure a quality life for the next generation, and the next, and the next. 3, thankfulness. An attitude of gratitude promotes congruence of thoughts, emotions, and feelings, and also tends to increase life satisfaction. Gratefulness improves problem solving, provides an antidote for fear, reduces downshifting to lower reactive brain layers for both anger and fear, and enhances both health and potential lifespan. Be thankful for what you have, which can enhance personal growth, especially in the areas of emotional intelligence. And high EQ skills can reduce conflict and enhance life satisfaction as well. Research by psychologists Cohen and Sherman found that although many people idealize a life without adversity, those who actually have such a life are less happy and healthy than those who have faced some hardships. Adversity can create resilience, and trauma, when combined with hope and optimism, often inspires personal growth, another contributor to life satisfaction. 4, education. A study from the University of Western Australia's Business School reported that while individuals with higher education are no more or less satisfied with their lives than those with lower levels of education, there is a link between higher levels of education and improved overall health. Those with higher education often are less nervous, sad, and depressed, and more often calm and happy. Studies of Americans by Van Kessel and Hughes found that good health is universally associated with far higher levels of life satisfaction. The improvements in quality of life from more education are real and can enhance life satisfaction. 5, connectedness. Research at the University of Mannheim in Germany on a sense of oneness found that people who believe in the idea that everything in the world is connected and interdependent, they appear to have greater life satisfaction than those who don't. They also discovered that a belief that everything in the world is connected and interdependent is a much better predictor of life satisfaction than religious beliefs. 6, a balanced sense of self-esteem. is another contributor. A balanced sense of self-worth avoids flipping between a low sense of self-worth or an overinflated perspective. Some have described self-esteem as a circular continuum. Some live at the bottom and feel worthless, continually looking for put-downs in almost everything others say and exhibiting a lot of job behaviors, jumping to conclusions, overreacting, and taking things personally. Others live at the top and look down on others critically, feeling momentarily valuable whenever they compare themselves with others who they believe are incompetent. Some circle around between the two, which keeps them exhausted and everyone else walking on eggs. Your brain is unique on this planet. There's never been one exactly like it before, and there never will be again. Compare your improvements and progress against what you did last week, last month, or last year, rather than comparing yourself against other brains and what they have done. Number 7, aging. Life satisfaction seems to increase as people get older, especially as they become wiser and more knowledgeable and practically apply what they've learned. Researchers at Chapman University in California followed 4,500 participants over the age of 50 for up to 9 years. Results showed that as the life satisfaction of participants increased, the risk of mortality decreased by 18%. I'll take that. To recap, at least on planet Earth, life satisfaction matters, individually, nationally, and internationally. However, multiple studies in various cultures have reinforced that an emphasis on materialism, money, possessions, affluence, class, things, technology, even who you pride yourself on knowing or hanging out with, does not appear to be linked with higher levels of life satisfaction. Rather, it seems to spring from within rather than from external circumstances and is based on personal values and what you believe is important. So, here's the question with which we began. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your level of life satisfaction? If you've not done so recently, take inventory. Check yourself against the 7 contributors that have been linked with life satisfaction. Write down the positive contributors and consider dumping any that are not. Metaphorically, create your own map to life satisfaction. Add to it as you go along. Craft your own personal vision. Hone the spirit with which you live life. Do something every day to evoke a sense of awe in your brain and your heart. Then pass it on. Volunteer. Perform random acts of kindness. Be creative. Make a positive difference. All that is part of life satisfaction too. You know it only takes a moment to smile, to say hello, to lift someone's spirit, and in the process, make a difference in your own life. When I'm out shopping, I try to smile at everyone who glances in my direction. Now, not everyone smiles back, but most of them do. And I can get so tickled at the look of surprise on some faces. Studies have shown that life satisfaction is one of the most decisive factors for staying healthier and younger for longer. And staying healthier and younger for longer is my adult version of seventh heaven on earth. Life satisfaction matters.